What's that? No, you can't have any of my coffee, bro. It's all mine. But you can show me that holster. I see it. It's not supposed to wear like a skin tight shirt when you come in here. Well, rather when you conceal carry, it kind of goes again. Let me go ahead and see that. Is there another dealer you're seeing? You cheating on me, man? I thought we had something here. Oh, okay. You got it from Lucas over at T-Rex Arms. Well, I suppose that's okay. We'll let it slide. He's a good dude. You must have liked those bullets we got you last time too. You're still running them. This is a nice holster. Is this their sidecar? Good deal. That's smart. I like that. You mind if I try it on? I like that. That's sharp. Yeah, I might have to get me one of those. Here you go. Alright, enough about that, man. What's going on? What brings you in today? What brings you in here? You're doing what? Oh, wow. Okay, well, allow me to introduce myself. You already know who I am. Obviously, you've come to the right place, though. I specialize in that kind of stuff. Long distance. Yeah, that's good. So, fill me in on this mission here. You're taking a shot roughly 400 meters. Okay. Yeah. And as far as the terrain and elevation go, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Alright. So with that in mind, I'd probably look at two platforms. You can go 308, which is the tried and true classic sort of a sniper round. Or you can go 6.5 Creedmoor, which is increasingly becoming more and more popular. I think 338, Magpul, and 50 caliber are probably going to be a little overkill for the purposes here. So let's go ahead and scratch those off the list. But if I were you, I'd go 308. The rounds are more accessible. It's going to pack plenty of punch, a little more than your Creedmoor at that sort of range. And it's just all around good, proven platform. Now, with that in mind, we probably need to discuss optics, and I have something actually that I just received from the manufacturer. Very popular scope. It's a new scope, and it's from a company called Zeiss. And if you're not familiar with Zeiss, it's a German optic, and they make fine glass. Let me go ahead and show you this, okay? This just came in. And this particular build is their V4 Conquest 4-16 by 50. The reticle is going to be there, ZMOAI-T30, and I know that's Spanish to you, assuming you don't speak Spanish. And I'll go over the reticle with you a little further here in a little bit, but just know that the 4 to 16 is going to give you a minimal focal distance, or magnification rather, of 4x, and then it's going to zoom all the way into 16x. And then the diameter of that front glass is going to be 50 millimeters. So you're going to get fantastic light transmission into the scope. So given the scenario you've painted for me on your mission that you're going on here, behind enemy lines type of stuff, you're probably going to want to take your shot either at night or near it, whether it be sunset or sunrise. And that 50 millimeter diameter scope there is going to give you optimal light transmission. You're going to be able to see perfectly fine in those darker conditions. So just know that. And we're probably going to want to get you some information on the scope itself, and I'll put this together for you obviously, but I just wanted to go over the scope first. It's a very important, integral part of your build, obviously. Beautiful. Okay. So, for starters, this scope is going to be a 1/4 MOA, meaning for every click at 100 yards is going to incorporate, or translate to a 1/4 inch. So it's going to help you with scoping it in, or making your adjustments in the field. It's a second focal plane scope, so when you zoom all the way in, and I'll go through this with the actual scope here in a bit, I'll get you in and show you the actual parts, but I just want to give you a brief rundown. So it's a second focal plane, meaning you're going to have to be zoomed all the way in for your clicks on the reticle itself to be accurate. But you can always make adjustments on your elevation using the turret, which is what I would do, and that's going to hold true regardless of magnification. So okay, so here's a look at all their different scopes here. They have quite a few, but I've gone ahead and picked out the best one for you in this situation. I think you can't go wrong with the 4 to 16 on this build. And these are the actual scope rings you'll be using on this rifle. The little bubble there is going to let you know that your rifle's, by just a quick glance, whether you're canted or not, which is going to affect how your bullet trajectory is with your reticle there. So you want to make sure that's nice and straight when you take your shot, obviously. You probably already know this stuff, huh? Okay. Alright, well, I'll move it on then. Here is your reticle. And I'll get you a look through the scope too, so don't worry about that. But there's your reticle. And it is an illuminated reticle, meaning that it's battery powered. And it's going to help you see during those darker conditions. Fully adjustable, and in the event your battery dies, the reticle still works. Obviously, it just won't glow. You knew that. Okay. Alright, my friend, well. Here is a look at the rounds we'll be using, an example of them rather. This is your 308 round here. And obviously it is a effective round, tried and true. And it packs quite a punch. So that's what they look like. But the round that I'll be servicing you for this mission is going to be our Federal Gold Medal Sierra Match King. A quick rundown on these is the 308 Winchester. From muzzle, velocity is going to be 2,650 feet per second. And then winds, you mentioned 400 yards roughly as your shot, is going to be still traveling at 1,936 feet per second, which is obviously plenty of punch there. And at the feet-pounds energy on target at that range is going to be 1,398 feet-pounds, which is going to knock somebody down, trust. Yeah. And obviously you probably want to go ahead and get your rifle, scoped in at that range. But yeah, man, these are 168 grain bullets. And we could talk suppressors and get into the subsonic sort of discussion, but I'm always hesitant to do that because it's depending on whether your target's moving or not and what speed they're moving. Out using these 308 rounds past 200 yards or so, I would be a little hesitant to do the subsonic route, especially if they're running body armor or anything like that. You just want to keep it supersonic. Doesn't mean we can't put a suppressor on there, but it's still gonna give you that sonic crack running these rounds. But again, I think you're gonna be more than okay. Trust. So these are the actual rounds we'll be using, and they're solid. Okay, so why don't we discuss the actual rifle itself? I have a few in mind, but I actually placed an order on one of these the other day, and I want to probably extend my offering to you. Is the B14 by Bergara, or Bergara, however you pronounce it. It's going to be their B14 HMR. I'll give you a quick rundown on this rifle, and you just sit back and relax and just kind of chill. Let me do all the work here. But I'll give you a quick read up. The B14 HMR rifles features their integrated mini chassis molded into the stock to give the rifle repeatedly bedding and accuracy. It's going to offer a free floated barrel to achieve optimal precision. It's a match rifle for hunters and competition alike, but tactical use is unpronounced. It's going to do the job. It's going to come with a curved trigger, guaranteed light and crisp trigger pull every time you fire it, and their bolt is unbelievably smooth. Probably the smoothest bolt in all of the bullets I've ever shot. And the standard scope mount's going to be that Remington 700 style, and you're just, I'll go ahead and do all that for you. And it's going to come with a 5-round AICS detachable box mag, so you can quickly load in, and I'll supply you with multiple magazines in case you have, for whatever reason, find yourself fighting off an army. But I think you only need 1 mag for your job. The overall weight is 9.5 pounds. It's a little bit on the beefy side, but you want that when you're taking, shots from a rested position. If you're, it's not a scout rifle, you're going to find yourself getting in a position, and that extra weight's going to help you keep that rifle nice and sturdy when you go to pull the trigger. Speaking of that, I'll also equip it with a Magpul Bipod to save you a little bit of weight, as their polymer, is really good stuff, and it's also much lighter than the Atlas bipods and Harris and all that stuff. So you go heavy on the rifle, you go light on the bipod, you can't go wrong there. It's got an adjustable cheek weld. The one-piece action, their world-renowned barrel on the long-range precision rifle is complemented by their own super smooth B14 action, which is a 2-lug system with a sliding plate extracted and a coned bolt nose and breech to ensure smooth feeding and extraction of the cartridge. There you go. It's got the threaded barrel for your suppressor if you want to plug that in. If you do plug that in, you're going to want to pre-fire, or rather pre-sight that rifle with the suppressor. Don't just screw that thing on and think your zero is going to be the same at 400 meters. It won't be. So go ahead and practice with the suppressor if you're going to be shooting with it, okay? Let's see if there's anything else. That should cover it. Yeah, that should cover it. So, this is the box that our scope rings come in. None of that soft packaging bullshit, man. Hard plastics. If it comes in a soft little bag, it's not quality. You gotta have individually packaged parts to know that you're getting optimal quality here. And you are with me. So, yeah, my friend, let's clear off our desk here. I'll get the rifle put together. You just do your thing. And blink your eyes, essentially, and I'll already be done putting it together. You know how your boy rolls, so yeah. Let's go ahead and get done. And voila, there we are. This is a beauty of a rifle here. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is your adjustable stock here. You just take a quick turn, lift it however high or low you need it. Like so. You find out where you want it, and you can kind of, it's hard to do with one hand, but there you go. And just tighten that back. And that's how that's going to sit. Okay. This is our Magpul Bipod. Fully adjustable just by simply clicking that down on the leg there. Beautiful. And our Zeiss scope. With our Zeiss scope rings. So that's just a beauty there. ahead and take the bolt out here for you. There's our bolt. Obviously, I've gone and done a custom bluing job for you there to turn that bad boy blue. It's typically silver, but I knew that you were going to be operating in the night, and I didn't want anybody shining a flashlight towards you and catching the glint on that silver, so I went ahead and turned that blue for you. Here's my, bluing solution. You're welcome. Also, you'll notice the stock is a nice tan color with some black specks. It's going to come like that from the factory, but I went ahead and hit it with our Reticle green because I spray paint everything. Give it some nice stripes to help blend in with the surroundings. Okay. Also, I've gone ahead and applied a Magpul sling here. It's going to help you carry it, and it's a very comfortable sling and fully adjustable. You just pull this tab here, like so, to loosen it and tighten it. And why don't we dive in now on the scope, which is the most important part of this process. And without your scope, let's be honest, this rifle is pretty much worthless. So I need you to understand how the scope works, my guy. We're going to dive in and take a closer look at it and all the little parts that are involved in the scope, and then I'll blow it back out here and we'll get you wrapped up. Does that sound good? Beautiful. All right, brother. All right, my friend, go ahead and stick your head down behind that scope for me. There we go. So as you can see, we have our illuminated reticle right there in the middle. That's going to be your point of zero. And then each one of those little lines under it is going to equate to 1 MOA, which stands for 1 minute of angle. So you'll use your elevation adjustments using your rangefinder, obviously. And once you're fully zoomed in, as you are now, 16x, you can use those reticles to compensate for bullet drop. It's good stuff. Now this is your adjustment for how illuminated your dot's going to be. This is your magnification. And this one is going to be your elevation adjustment. Just like that. So, now you know exactly how the scope works, and you can feel confident when you use it in the field. Alright, let's go back to the table. Well, that'll do it. I trust that you know exactly, how to use this rifle now, and you're familiar with all the little parts and accessories we've gone ahead and added to it for you, but you're definitely going to want to get some practice in with it and not just assume that you know how to run this platform. And I don't know, you already know what you're doing. You're a professional. I know that, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you to practice with this bad boy first, because a rifle as finely built and tuned as this one deserves range time. So, I'll send you home with a box mag. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pack it for you. You just sit back and relax. Let's go ahead and put this on the ground. I'll get my assistant to back it up for you. Okay. As you can see, these bullets, these rounds are very, very well thought out, and each one packed with exact standards to offer the shooter consistent and repeatable results. Furthermore, this is a hollow point, so it's going to be devastating on target. What happens is the projectile, when it hits the target, the hollow point expands out, creating a cupping effect and wound channels that go in at a point and exit the side of a plate. So I wouldn't recommend hollow points on armored personnel, but if you hit somebody in the leg or arm or face, watch out. You're really gonna like how this thing shoots, my guy. There we are. So, that's how you do that. Simple as cake. I'll go ahead and box these up for you. And keep this in mind, okay? There you go. If you sight this rifle in with those rounds, that's what the scope's going to be zeroed at. If you change to another projectile, you're going to want to resight the rifle, or at least make sure that your zeros, the same, because these are 168 grains. But if you move to a heavier or lighter bullet, the point of impact's going to shift dramatically. So keep that in mind. But, my friend, other than that, I got your passport prepared. And you're going by Schnooky. Schnooky? Why are you doing that? What's that? Okay, well, whatever. Weirdo. There's that. Schnooky. And, your flight leaves in 30 minutes. We already got your stuff packed up for you. Trust. And the sniper's ready to go as well. So, Bolivia calls, my friend, and best of luck on your mission. I'll be seeing you again really soon.